The Sarcastic Husband. Balls to the wall.
Doesn't count.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sarcastic Husband Show. I'm the Sarcastic Husband, and I am giving my top 5 games of 2017. Little late, but figure better late than never. So let's start off the countdown. Number 5. And topping off our number 5 spot is Resident Evil 7 for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Picked this game up the 1st of January last year, or 2017, and it was a blast to play. I love the horror, I love the graphics, I love the art style. Just the style it took to make it much more scarier instead of an action-oriented game. I love the puzzles that make me think I was back in the old school Resident Evil games. Something that we haven't seen in quite some time, actually. The game sold well, and hopefully the DLC did well too. I haven't had a chance to play it. But if you're in the mood for a scary first-person shooter game, and it has a VR mode if you have the PlayStation 4, or I think even on the Oculus Rift this year it comes out, I highly, highly recommend it. Resident Evil 7. I really think it's a good game. Number 4. When Yakuza came, someone said on my desk, I assumed it was basically the Japanese answer to Grand Theft Auto. I was very, very, very wrong. The game is not open world. It's very linear. It has there's no gunplay in it that I've found yet, and I've played about 20 hours of it. I love the combat. I love the story. A little bit of reading because it's all in Japanese, but it is a great game for the PlayStation 4, and it's a great way to start yourself on the series. If you've never played a Yakuza game, this is the one you're going to want to play, because it will tell you all the background of all the characters, which later this year, Yakuza 6, I believe, comes out for the PlayStation 4, which I think is going to be one of the final ones, or close to it. Don't miss this Sega RPG. If you liked Shenmue, and you know what I'm talking about, to all those Shenmue fans that watch these videos, it is basically a continuation of Shenmue with all the mysticism removed from it. It's got a good story, great mini games. I got to own a bordello and hire women, and I also got to play old school Sega video games. I mean, just so much to do in this game for not really being what I thought it was. But a very linear story, and a very good one at that, with phenomenal voice acting. This is really the best place to start playing the Yakuza games, because they also released a remake of the first game for the PlayStation 4. So those two games combined give you a great foundation to play the 6th one that comes out later this year. And I think it's on sale. So what are you waiting for? Go pick it up! Number 3. If you guys don't know, and this shouldn't, if this is on the list and you know me, you're not surprised, I like JRPGs, as you can see by my collection here. I love a good JRPG, and Persona 5 is a literal foundation of a good JRPG. It's got great style, it's got great music, it's got great characters. It's pushing 80 hours, which is a little long, but it's got a phenomenal story that makes you want to see what happens at the end. I mean, the villains are very cardboard, and their motivations are almost childish, so there's no reason to like them at all. Like, you will hate them, but it is just so addicting to keep playing and collecting and seeing where this story is going to take you, on top of having just such a great art style and mood. Oh, the music, I mean, just listen. If you can hear it in the background, it's got that jazz funk thing going on. It's a great game. The colors are bright, splashing everywhere. I literally can't get enough of this game. It's just a classic. And for the PlayStation 4, another great RPG. And if you don't have a PlayStation 4, they made it on the PlayStation 3, and it's pretty much the exact same game. I highly, highly recommend you pick up our number 3 game, Persona 5, for the PlayStation 4. Number 2. And our number 2 spot goes to my favorite hedgehog of all time that I grew up on in 2nd and 3rd grade, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Mania to be more precise. This game blew me away. It pulled on my nostalgia strings, and not only did it pull on them, it was a good game. I mean, everything about this game oozes 90s style, from the music to the animation to the opening cutscene. There wasn't anything we didn't like. This is the kind of Sonic game we like. This is not the kind of Sonic game we want, but this is the kind of Sonic game. You just get to run and fast and do everything everyone wants to do. I can't wait until they make a sequel, which I hope Sega does. Sega, we want more of this, not this. And if you bought the pre-order and got the collector's edition, it had Welcome to the Next Level on the side of the box, which for old school Sega guys like me is a huge plus. And it looked like an old school Sega Genesis cartridge. It just literally tugs on your nostalgia strings to buy it. And I'm telling you, you are not missing out. The controls are tight, the storyline's simple, there's no love story or anything. It's just you, a Sonic character, and going to the other side as fast as possible. This is probably the only Sonic game I completed. I even got Super Sonic in it, I believe. Highly recommend it. It's only $20. It's available on all the major systems, including the Switch, which means it's portable. I can't recommend this enough if you're an old school Sonic fan like me that came out of the 80s, or if you like Genesis games, this is a game to pick up. Sonic Mania. Number 1. And our number 1 spot this year goes to, which should not be surprised, The Legend of Zelda for the Switch or the Wii U, Breath of the Wild. Such a phenomenal game. From its open worldness, it leads to a type of organic game design I haven't seen before, to even its just simple melodies that just tug on your heartstrings. I literally have very rarely played a Zelda game over 30 hours, and this one I played to completion and then some. And I even picked up the expansion pass before I knew what the content was. I was just that enthralled with this world. I could spend hours and hours and hours on it, and playing it on the Switch with the portability, it lended itself to just an exploration game where I could just sit down and just get engrossed in this amazing world. From the weapon destruction, which came to be one of my favorite parts, even though it was annoying at first because I got to try all these different weapons. There's only 4 dungeons, but they take their time and they build. And even when you get to the final boss, you can run to the final boss right away if you want to. You'll get your butt handed to you, but you can do it. As you can see, I get my butt handed to me a lot in this game. There isn't any other game I can recommend that you buy with the Switch that you'll get as much as enjoyment out of. Maybe Skyrim, but for some reason this game just did it so simply and without any large, mature rating. It was just such a breath of fresh air to see them basically take Zelda in a way that we haven't seen before, to redo the series almost. I loved it. I can't say enough about it. The game, the music, the art, everything about it really impressed me and pulled me into a point where I kept wanting to play. I wanted that extra hour at night that I wouldn't sleep just so I could see where the game would go. No game has done that for me in quite a while, or at least made me just so excited to hear the themes. Even the music, my friend Astralize just loved the simple orchestral tones and the sadness that was conveyed in the music about the current situation that was going on in the game. You don't see that very much in games nowadays. I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you have a Switch, to pick up Legend of Zelda, or if you have the Wii U, you can get the Wii U version. So that is it, guys. That is my summary of the games I really just loved in really no particular order, except Zelda kind of topped it out. If you guys like the channel, you guys like the video, let me know in the comments below. You argue with me, you want to argue with me, I'll argue with the comments below. I got anything better to do. Anyways, this is Sarcastic Husband signing off. I hope you guys the next big release, I believe, is Monster Hunter. So, gonna be a fun year. Anyways, I'm a Sarcastic Husband. Take it easy.